Alright, what up, you wackos? RaKk here, and it's another installment of This Week in RaKk. And this one's a little bit late, and I gotta say, it's gonna be a tough one. So let's get into what's happened. So, our last episode, you heard about everything with my daughter leaving and all of that stuff going on with there. So let's just talk about what has happened since then and why this video is so late. So I automatically knew that this next week was going to be really, really rough. It's going to be the longest I've been away from my kid in a long time. But it seems all hell decided it was going to break loose at the same time. So first thing we can get into is I just found out somebody in my family very, very close to me is ill. They're being checked for cancer right now, which has been playing hell on a lot of us. It's been tough just dealing with all of that, especially with me getting ready to leave next week and not being able to be around them anymore. I can't be here for support. It's gonna be tough. I can't say who in my family it is just yet because I don't want them to get offended or upset that I'm spouting this out over the internet, especially when they don't know exactly the extent. Sorry, I'm playing with my beard here. But yeah, so there's that, and that's been consuming a lot of time, and missing my daughter and, just, counting down the days till I can go and see her again has been tough enough with all this added into it. And then Friday happened, and Friday was bad. You see these things on the news, and you never expect them to happen in your area. It's like, oh, this happens other places. This won't happen here. We're a small community. These kind of things don't happen. But there was an active shooter situation in my county. It happened at the mall where I do my training. It's been on the national news. 5 people were killed. It was senseless and it's sad and it's just been terrible. I was extremely close when this situation happened. I was actually just pulling into the parking lot when the cops showed up, and they very quickly told me I needed to leave and not be around. Quite a few of my friends were actually in the mall when this happened. Luckily, they all made it out safe, but it kind of puts things into perspective when something like this happens so close to you. You think these kind of things just they happen bigger cities, bigger places, but it just goes to show that they can happen anywhere. It's a very, very sad time in my community right now. We're not, it's 3 towns pretty close together, but none of them are incredibly large. But 5 innocent people are now dead. The suspect was finally caught 2 days later. Thank God that we're lucky for that. But it's just all of these things happening in concession, and I'm still kind of reeling from it. I'm not used to I'm used to violent situations like this. I served in the military. I've seen combat. But you never expect to see it at home, at your doorstep. Especially when this this particular incident happened literally kitty corner from where me and my daughter trained, where my niece trains. It was a day after the kids' classes. It's a terrifying situation. And I took some time dealing with all of this. I just couldn't get up here to record to deal with it. But we took the time. I went to a candlelight vigil outside the mall just the other night. It was nice to see the community come together. It was nice to see the show of support for the families that were impacted by this. And no, I'm not going to go into politics on this. We're not going to talk gun control. We're not going to talk any of that kind of stuff. I just, this is a terrible thing, and I don't understand why it is that we constantly have to hurt each other. I mean, what was honestly, gained by these actions? I watched the guy's first appearance in court on a live stream, and there was no remorse in his eyes and his voice, nothing. He admitted to doing it on 5 counts, and just there was nothing, no sign of any sort of human emotion to this piece of shit. Um, so this happens, and then I gotta sit back and think of, wow, I was that close to being in the middle of it. Yeah, I got a daughter who's down in California now, and she's expecting me to be up there next week, and it was very, very close to me. Her mother getting the phone call saying that I wouldn't be going up there, down there. It's kind of shocks you. It's a big, big system shock. And I know I'm kind of rambling here, but I'm still kind of reeling from this. I mean, this is not something that you ever want to see happen in your own community. I mean, you don't want to see it anywhere, but for it to happen in your own community just kind of, knocks you back. It takes the wind out of you. So that explains why this video is a little bit late. I apologize for that, but with the circumstances, it's to be expected. So I thank you guys for, putting up with that and waiting for my response on this and everything like that. So, but I'm alive and well. Nobody I know was hurt, thankfully. Especially since I had quite a few training partners and friends in the mall at the time when it happened, and I'm just glad everybody, was able to, well, aside from the 5 victims, that everybody was able to make it out safely and that it wasn't a larger scale problem. Um, but with that being said, I am definitely ready to get this move underway. After that happening, I think it's a good time for me to go see someplace new for a while. We'll just leave it at that. But I don't want to talk about everything negative. I mean, obviously, there have been some big negatives. But for what I can talk about right now, I'm very happy to say that my daughter was able to test one more time at our academy before she left for Fresno. She has become a full yellow belt now. I'm very proud of her. She owned it. She's very, very talented when it comes to martial arts. As soon as I get down to Fresno, we're going to be looking for a place that me and her can continue to train together down there, because we do both train. I've trained in multiple forms of martial arts. Not as extensively as I should, and that is a problem that is going to be fixed once I get down to Fresno. But I do like to train jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai. I've done a little bit of Jeet Kune Do, a little bit of Kali Eskrima, stuff like that. But I am definitely looking at getting down there and getting back into the serious flow of things. I'm going to be down in California for 2 years, so my goal is to come back up with my blue belt in jiu-jitsu. I'm going to do everything in my power to make that happen. And with me not having a lot of friends down in California, I'm going to have a lot of free time on my hands. So I should be able to get in there and get that done without too much of a worry. So yeah, there's some good things that have happened this week. And in fact, tomorrow I'm actually going to be going and watching my niece take her first test for her first stripe on her white belt. I'm really rooting her on, hoping that she's taking to it as well as I've been trying to help her. So there's that. So moving on to the move, because that's coming up here in just a couple days. So Sunday night, which is just a couple days from now. It's Wednesday right now, so Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So 4 days from now, I'm going to go stay the night with a couple of my friends down at their house. And in the morning, I'm going to go hit the bank with the money I need. And I'm driving straight on down to Fresno, where I'm going to be doing some paperwork and hopefully handing over all the cash and getting the keys for my new apartment. From there, we're going to just kind of take a day to hang out, relax and rest, because it's about a 17-hour drive after you get done with bathroom breaks and gas ups and getting food and all that. But yeah, so I'm going to be going down to do that, and then on the 5th, I will be grabbing my daughter. We will be driving all the way back up here to Washington to spend a couple more days with family, for me to load some things up, and then it's down south permanent. For the next 2 years, I will be down there. And with that, we've talked about a few things over the last couple of videos. I'm going to be getting some equipment coming in. I've already got my new camera set up. I'm going to be ordering my new mic when I get down there. Hopefully my new lighting and green screen will be showing up, so I can start adding that to our videos. Going to be doing a lot more individual stuff. I'm going to still try to work with Thunderbuns as much as we can, but it really kind of depends on internet connectivity between here and there, because the internet hasn't been the greatest here, which you guys have heard us complain about in the past, but we're kind of getting things hashed out with that. But yeah, so new series are going to be coming. I'm actually talking with Cocktails and Consoles about a new kind of a vlog idea, where it's not going to be so much focused on the gaming that we do, but more along the lines of RaKk the Dad. So we're going to be getting into the stuff I like to do with my daughter, stuff that me and her do together, how I get her motivated for things, how, I support her in the endeavors she chooses to do, and just stuff like that. So if you guys are interested in that series will be coming shortly. Also, I know I've been saying this since the beginning of this channel. I don't know how many of you guys still pay attention, but we are going to be doing a new series called a Daddy-Daughter Let's Play, where me and shush you cat where me and my daughter are actually going to be sitting down playing games together and having a good time. She's not the most experienced gamer, but she's been showing major interest in it lately, so I figured it's finally time to nerd it up with my kid. And that's something we're both looking forward to doing. Unfortunately for this one, there will be no camera. The only way I could get this particular series approved by her mother was that we do not use a camera, so you cannot see her face. So yeah. So, but I think that'll be fun. Me and her just playing games together, dinking around, having fun, and you can get to know RaKk as a family man, I guess you could call it. No, I just wanted to say thank you guys very much for joining me for this episode. If you liked it, hit the like button, share it with your friends. We got links down below to our Facebook, our Twitter, our Patreon. If you want to check any of those out and hit us up, please feel free to do so. And thank you guys for putting up with the sporadic schedule around here. Things have been unbelievably just bizarre and out there and devastating all at the same time. But this whole transfer, this whole move, the new format coming into play, this is all coming up to a head here shortly. And for those of you who I have already talked to about this, I know you've heard about a special video that was coming, and unfortunately it looks like we were not able to get that done. So unfortunately that won't be happening. But I will kind of give you guys an idea of what our little surprise was. Me and Thunderbuns, being the goofballs that we are, we're going to recreate the final dance from Dirty Dancing with Thunderbuns in drag and me all swayzed out, and we were going to have a friend perform live the song that we needed, and we were going to choreograph the whole thing and make it funny. But that just didn't happen. It's very sad. I was really looking forward to doing the video. But here I go rambling on about shit that doesn't really fucking matter. So, no, thank you guys for joining me. Yeah, and this is what's happening. Hopefully, over the next couple of weeks, there won't be too much of a gap between stuff coming from me while I get my house set up, get internet going, my computer all up and running, and get back to business at hand. But I'm really excited for this move. I'm excited for the new things to come, and we're going to start hitting this channel a hell of a lot harder than we have been. I know I am on my end. I'm pretty sure Thunderbuns is thinking the same thing too. So, anyways, thank you guys. And I will see you guys next week, hopefully, for This Week in RaKk. So game on, bitches. Where's this stuff?